Yeah, so my name is Martin Ciele. I'm a journalist and a media entrepreneur. I contribute for global tech and business publications, including Semaphore, Rest of World, and Quartz, and also run the Kenyan entertainment platform loud.co.ke. Yes, it was an investigative deep dive story looking at the music sector in Kenya and the remuneration of artists through royalties, and sort of exploring the loopholes where money that is rightfully owed to artists is lost through graft and just other mismanagement and other not so savory practices. It's something I'm passionate about, music, young people, and I feel like it's an industry that has so much potential to create jobs, to earn a livelihood for many young people, many young Kenyans. And so I'm really bothered by the fact that a lot of money that could be in artists' pockets is lost to corruption and stuff like that. I can say I kind of understood like data is important, because when I was writing, I tried to find statistics or stats or data sets to back up whatever I was writing about and to give it more weight. But I hadn't really delved into how I can most effectively use data and visualize it and sort of make it a centerpiece of my stories. Okay, so I worked with different types of data. And the first step was sort of figuring out how I would source all the data. So as I was focusing on the Music Copyright Society of Kenya, which is the largest organization representing artists, I needed to find the financial statements. So I dug through their financial statements for the past 5 years, looking for any discrepancies, any trends, just seeing what I could get from that financial data. And then importantly, I also interviewed relevant sources, so artists. I interviewed the CEO of the Kenya Copyright Board, which is the industry regulator, and also did research to get context on what had already been uncovered in this on this story. So yeah, I can say all those different elements of data, I worked with them in different ways, but they combined to make a good story. Okay, so in terms of impact, so it was published in The Nation, which is the most circulated newspaper in Kenya. So in terms of reach and awareness, from the reactions I saw on social media, a lot of people were getting to understand just how bad the situation is for the first time from reading that story. So I think it just brought a whole lot of awareness to sort of the long-running troubles and how they cost artists, So I've seen it used in efforts to mobilize artists to sort of take action against the organizations. And yeah, and it also provides a base for other reports to explore the issue. So if another reporter wants to, for example, this year, which is after my report, there was a story that came out on an audit report. There was a government-ordered audit of the major CMOs, and they found evidence of millions being missing, or not being accounted for. So I feel stories such as mine also present a base for others to explore such matters further and take action. And as for the role data played, I think data played a key role, because the story heavily leaned on data and data visualizations to tell the story. So we had graphs on that show the how much the organizations are collecting versus how much they're paying out to artists. And that, for example, makes it really easy to understand that a lot of money is slipping through the cracks. And we had a separate chart showing basically breaking down the biggest expenses of the collective management organizations. And when you do that, you realize that their biggest expenses are like board expenses, travel, accommodation, administrative stuff, and the actual royalties. You know, they're no legal fees because of the battles they're fighting in court. And you realize that really artists are not getting what they deserve. So I think data was key to telling the story.